That Nairobi City County is clean, no hawkers. Let's see how that will develop because it is a developing story. But now let's go straight towards trending. And joining me is Raymond Muthe from the digital desk as he brings us up to speed on what netizens were saying online. Good morning, Raymond. And let's just go straight to Meru now. Kawira Mwangaza, is it light at the end of the tunnel? Will she finally manage to also beat this one, Raymond?
I see what you did there, but the Meru Governor has been impeached for a second time now and was unanimously impeached by 59 MCAs present during the tabling of this impeachment motion. She was being accused of gross misconduct, abuse of office, contempt of court, and county assembly. Governor Kawira had sought to stop this impeachment in court, but his quote-unquote flopped because it has been slated for the 27th of October. Now, Kenyans online actually, it's a mixed reaction, really. Some of them feel like the MCAs are justified in pushing for a motion of impeachment against her. But some of them, especially the leaders who are female, are feeling that this is unnecessary and unnecessary duress to the county chief. Moses Kuria is actually one of those people who have stood by Kawira Mwangaza since this whole impeachment saga began.
Yeah, and Moses Kuria says that there are individuals who want to prove that they are the kingpins in Mount Kenya.
Yes.
Hence the reason why they're fighting Mwangaza. Let's just hope that finally there will be Mwangaza in Meru County moving forward. But now let's move on to Moses Kuria as well. Now, Moses Kuria has said that if you want to get employed in the public sector, you must go through the NYS. Now, people are asking, does it affect ministers, CSs, presidents? Yes. Just take us through that.
So the CS for Public Service and Delivery Management, Moses Kuria, was on record yesterday saying that he's instituting changes at the National Youth Service and that all new government employees will have to undergo NYS training. It's very interesting because Kenyans were asking government employees encompass PSs, CSs, all these people who are senior government officials, will they have to go through the National Youth Service before joining the government as employees? But interestingly, there was a lot of changes that were made to the NYS, but keenly we have noted that 3,000 National Police Service officers will be recruited from the NYS and 1,500 Kenya Wildlife Service officers will also be recruited from the NYS. Also, something that Kenyans were talking about online was his dress code yesterday. He was in full combat, which Kenyans, some of them were likening it to the Moi regime when people would turn up in full regalia just to go and execute their duties that they could actually execute without their regalia. So it was a topic of discussion. There was a little banter here and there between him and Senior Counsel Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi. But the part on which he said that any new employee of a government should go through the NYS, that one got Kenyans talking.
And when we talk about combat, remember even the former president Uhuru Kenyatta used to don combat as well. And I think even Interior CS, Kithure Kindiki at some point was donning a combat jacket. I think it's just combat looks good on everybody, so they call it camouflage in the US. But now let's come to Nairobi County. Governor Johnson Sakaja has banned hawking in the city. I'm being told the city is clear, but also those guys who are used to Mayai Pasua, it's a little bit tricky. Just take us through that.
So Governor Sakaja has said that there will be no hawking in pavements and roads that are along the CBD. And the move is aimed at restoring sanity and assuring safety of road users and sellers alike, as well as those who own shops in the CBD. These shops these hawkers actually reside outside the shops, in the entrances and, the displays. So the move was welcomed by some of the Kenyans online, but some of them are not having it. In fact, someone actually asked that Tutatoa Pink was a 30 bob. I mean, there's a lot of hawkers who sell very affordable wear in the evening, actually. Mostly in the evening, there's a lot of hawkers who sell very affordable items on the streets. But there was an interesting reply to one of the queries that was being raised that Governor Sakaja replied through his official handle, saying that hawking has not been banned and that they have agreed on where they can operate from and from what time. The governor was seen to be very tough talking on this one yesterday in the assembly. And we wait to see how that directive goes. It is a mixed reaction in terms of the reception from Kenyans online, but I'm surprised by some faction of Kenyans who actually agree with this whole move, especially on Instagram, but on Twitter the reception is a bit different.
Yeah, let's see how that goes. But now let's also, the king is expected to be landing in the country next week on Tuesday. And with that, we've seen some vehicles being branded Matatu culture and whatnot. Just take us through that.
So the British High Commission in Nairobi has rebranded some of its vehicles with the Nairobi Matatu's graffiti art style. Of course, this is in anticipation to the visit by King Charles III and Queen Camilla, who are coming to Kenya next week. And of course, Kenyans had so much fun with this one. There were photos that were doing rounds online of the matatus being painted with the flags and the art. And, you know, people are really excited about this. Fun fact is that they have partnered with Twana Matatu Culture, which is one company that is used to branding a lot of matatus in Nairobi. Some of them are asking for, do we have the music in the Ganyas, in those matatus? Will you have the typical music and screens and whatnot? But I think they're going to restrict that to the graffiti only. And so we expect that visit as well. The Majesties will be meeting President Ruto, government officials, and UN staff, and a host of other people as well. Yeah, let's see how this goes. And I think at some point I saw some conversation as well that there is, I think, an emir from Dubai who also bought a matatu here with his inscriptions everywhere. So it is matatu to the world. Thank you very much, Raymond, as you continue bringing us up to speed on that. But now let's take a short commercial break. We will be back.